जय जय राम श्री राम जय राम जय जय राम श्री राम जय जय राम श्री राम जय राम 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 जय राम श्री राम श्री राम जय राम
Shri Ram Jai Ram Jai Jai Ram 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 श्री राम जय राम जय जय राम ओम 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 श्री राम जय राम जय जय राम श्री राम जय राम जय जय राम ओम 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 श्री राम Shri Ram Jai Ram, Jai Jai Ram. 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 Shri Ram Jai Ram, Jai Jai
Shri Ram Jai Ram, Jai Jai Ram. Shri Ram Jai Ram, Jai Jai Ram. Shri Ram Jai Ram, Jai Jai Ram. Shri Ram, Jai Ram, Jai Jai Ram. Hari Om, Om Shri Ram, Jai Ram, Jai Jai Ram. Hari Om to everybody.
Hari Om Swamiji. Hari Om Swamiji. Hari Om Swamiji.
Hari Om, Hari Om.
Hari Om Swamiji.
Hari Om, Hari Om, Hari Om. We were going through the board. We spent a lot of time we try to remember many of the inspiring words of Papa. But from these 30 boards, what do we take home? No? Which theme is, according to us, is important? I mean, everything is important, which is very much needed for our daily life. Otherwise, it becomes a tall talk. Anybody remembers anything? Any of the quotation of Papa?
Swamiji, universal love and service. The school is the world is a school. We can learn a lot. Universal love and
The world
service.
we live in is a school. That is the
Okay.
The world we live in is a school. We are only we teach all.
Yes.
Go to the source, origin and root.
Go to the source, origin, root.
Hmm?
Go to the source, origin, root. Pour that one is what he is telling. Huh? Bhavani Master says the world we live in is a school.
Hmm. Anything else?
Remembrance, constant remembrance.
Yes. Anything else?
Submit to the will of God.
Huh?
Submit to the will of God.
Submission to the will of God. Then
Inner voice. Inner voice.
inner
Take
voice.
the conscience.
Anything else? Everything is right. Anything else?
Contentment and fullness.
Contentment, fullness.
Yes.
Feel always that you are in His hands.
Swamiji, witness consciousness. Witness
The
consciousness.
of the
Witness consciousness.
of the 30
Cosmic witness consciousness.
Okay.
of the 30 boards, probably many of you are not having the contents of the board before you. First, the Bangalore board, from where he started. The first quotation of Papa is, a seeker's likes and dislikes, favours and prejudices set up a thick wall on his path. He should fling himself into the infinite life. So as a spiritual aspirant, when we try to evaluate what has been done so far by us individually, many of us or most of us might be feeling that still there are inefficiencies, inadequacies in our spiritual life. So this particular word of Papa, so when I look at it, probably I may get the answer. A seeker's likes and dislikes, favours and prejudices set up a thick wall on his path. He should fling himself into the infinite life. We are trying to look at our own pattern of thinking. Not that by reading it we will be able to erase it and get out of it. But it gives us, oh, that is why I have not been progressing. Still the me and mine is predominant in me, in spite of intellectually knowing that it is God who has actuated my life. Seekers, likes and dislikes, favours and prejudices. Set up a thick wall on his path. He should fling himself into the infinite life. And in the last board, when he reached Mangalore, starting point at Mangalore was this quotation. Not that he put it, we were prompted to, while preparing the board, we were prompted to bring his Papa's quotation on the first board. Now, what prompted us to put on the last board? The soul which is imprisoned within the toils of individualism now attains the bliss of perfect freedom. The soul which is imprisoned within the toils of individualism now attains the bliss of perfect freedom. Can we connect up these two now? What does it convey to us? What was the first one?
Likes and dislikes.
Shackles.
So that is a roadblock.
Shackles.
Likes and dislikes, favours and prejudices, they are the stumbling block.
Yes.
And the last one is the soul which is imprisoned within the toils of individualism. What are the toils of individualism? Likes and dislikes. Likes and dislikes, favours and prejudices. If you keep on amplifying it, my likes and dislikes, my rights and wrongs, my preconceived notions,
Path of opposites.
my ambition, my cravings, my desires, my attachment to possessions, my attachment to my relations, my attachment to my name, fame, wealth, status. All these are the thick walls, So the soul which is imprisoned within the toils of individualism, these are all the toils of individualism, now attain the bliss of perfect freedom. By these two quotations, we get a clear picture of the spiritual journey. The spiritual journey starts by identifying the roadblocks, and effort is made through prayer, nama chanting, inward journey, and a disciplined life, simple life, control of the mind. Through all these things, we try to get out of these roadblocks, and then we attain freedom. Why we were prompted to take up again today, We might be reading, we might be hearing, we might be, at that moment we will also be some discussing. But what does it leave? Otherwise again it becomes, so many things we have heard. It should make a dent, impact in our mind. So these two, what are these two?
Likes and dislikes.
What are they?
They are the hindrances for our
Hindrance.
freedom.
Yeah. So that makes us to analyze ourselves. It is not Papa's words we are getting stuck to. We are looking at ourselves. When the spiritual preceptor says, these are the roadblocks, until such time we have not labeled it as a roadblock, because it has become a part of our life. But why is it, in spite of our doing so much Ram Nam, so much of Satsang, so much of swadhyaya, we still feel we have miles and miles and miles to go? Why is it so? Then we find, though we are all doing this, our likes and dislikes, our rights and wrongs are as strong as it was. It has not been diluted. Satsang hearing, swadhyaya, revering our saints, all these are one compartment. We out of it get into another compartment where our usual thoughts are there, norms are there. We have to combine these two compartments, Think about it. Are we like that? In spite of so much of manana, still we say that God is a real concept to us, not a reality. This is the blunt truth. We might have been associating with great saints, associating with spiritual institutions, their discipline, so many things, And we are sincere about it, not that we are insincere about it. So when we do that, when we draw the balance sheet, we find this is one aspect. You cannot think about it. Is it right or wrong? Unknowingly in our mind there is a division, spiritual and worldly. We have not been able to combine these two, compartmentalized. We go to spiritual institutions, we try to do some discipline, no doubt, with all sincerity. We try to go through, we hear pravachans, we try to make an in-depth study of the scriptures, everything is there. But that is not percolating. The theme contained in those are not percolating into our daily life. Because God is putting us on test every time. In school we had only quarterly or half-yearly or yearly. Here every day is a test for us. Every day. And He is giving us a test to know whether the spiritual inputs on the spiritual journey, is whether it is percolating in our thinking system or we are back to square one. That is why He is giving us these tests. Kindly think about it. It's a very, very important point to all of us. So the first quotation in the first board and the last quotation in the last board, no? These two, when we put it together, it gives the complete idea of the cause why we have taken up this spiritual journey and what is going to be the end. Likes and dislikes, favours and prejudices set up a thick wall for our spiritual progress. And the last one say, we should fling himself, not merely identifying. Because when he took up that bold step of leaving everything, a seeker's likes and dislikes, favours and prejudices set up a thick wall on his path. He should fling himself into the infinite life, from the individual to the universal life. This is the first one. Last one is
Toils of individuality.
the soul which is imprisoned within the toils of individualism now attains the bliss of perfect freedom. Likes and dislikes, favours and prejudices, and we can keep on adding rights and wrongs. Because it denies me to accept everybody as they are. When I see an object, when I see a situation, when I see an individual, these things color likes and dislikes, rights and wrongs, favours and prejudices.
Good or bad?
Good or bad?
Good or bad. Somehow that influences me, which we have unknowingly kept in our mind. Unknowingly. When we were children, we were not having any firm likes and dislikes. It all got stabilized only later. Even as a child, I had likes and dislikes, but that was only for a moment. Later on, I used to do that, and everybody can look back. But a stage came when the likes and dislikes made a deep dent in my mind. So during my journey so far lived, I have acquired all these things and I am carrying it. And when we meet a spiritual preceptor, he says, hey, look here, what you are carrying is the roadblock. What should I do? Fling, throw it away. Very difficult. So then we start rest of the boards. How to make ourselves, prepare ourselves rather, to drop one by one these. Straight away taking a leap is impossible. He said fling.
No judgment. No judgment.
We should reach a state where we don't judge others. Is it possible? Think about it. So only we can pray to him. Kindly wash off these two. By myself I have been trying, I cannot do that. Though acquiring was my job, relinquishing is not my job. You have to somehow help me in erasing all these thoughts. So prayer. Somewhere he makes a mention about prayer, no?
Communication.
Huh?
Prayer is a communication with God.
No. Prayer and meditation open up a channel of communication with God so that His grace may fill you and transform your life into His very image. Prayer and meditation open up a channel of communication with God so that His grace may fill you and transform your life into His very image. Prayer and meditation open up a channel of communication with God. So now it is very clear when we repeat the prayer in the bhajan hall, we are not doing any prayer, we are only repeating, no? Because it has not opened any channel of communication. Please think about it. Adorable presence, thou who art within and without. Every moment are we become conscious of it, no? O Lord of the universe, O Creator, Protector, Destroyer of the world, I come in all humility to Thy holy feet and surrender myself entirely to Thee. Deign to bless me ever with Thy remembrance. O merciful Divine Master, give me strength.
Purity and peace.
That's okay. I stopped deliberately. What are we trying now? When we say prayer and meditation open up a channel, even when we say we are praying, are we praying? No? Are we praying in the real sense? That means that by that, I should be able to open up a channel of communication. Means what? I must remember him, no? Opening a channel of communication, all this means what? Remembering him. So prayer and meditation should enable me to remember him. And what is called grace? Because prayer and meditation open up a channel of communication with God so that His grace may fill you. So what is grace? Is there something is coming from anywhere? Remember, grace is nothing but becoming aware of His presence. The moment we become aware of Him, we are the recipient of His grace. He is there ever with us because we have not remembered Him. We become unaware of it, and then we are seeking for His grace. Previously, when the word grace was uttered, we thought something is to come from some to some, no? From one entity to another. Many people, with all sincerity, they make some true statement like, when I went into that room, I got vibration. No? What does it mean? Their mind becomes receptive when It is not coming. When they approached that particular room, their mind became, not because of the external factors, the receptivity was there. That is why everybody is not in, the recipient. So grace is something inside only. Remembrance is when that remembrance sparks of something, I get myself connected to it, and when I come out, I express in the form of positive vibrations in that room or in that place. If there is positive vibration from outside, it should be available to everybody, When I go there, when I tune myself with that frame of mind, it's a sacred place. It was lived by a great Mahatma who has been able to get out of the toils of individualism, who has become one with the universal self. With all that bhavana, when I go and prostrate, I get myself linked with him, which I call it as positive vibration. It's a beautiful word. Prayer and meditation open up a channel of communication with God so that His grace may fill you and transform your life into His very image. So now we have to draft out our own prayer. Or we try to go deep into the prayer composed by a great master, and we tune ourselves completely with that prayer, and then we repeat that word. Otherwise, it's only a repetition. This is what we have seen in ourselves. It has become a ritual, that's all. Total surrender to the divine is what can be summed up in this universal prayer. My total subservience to that higher power. And again I pray that make me thine and thine only forever and ever. So the moment we start repeating, suppose the mind is welling up with that emotion, positive emotions, then it is really opening up a channel of communication with him. Because I am addressing him, O Lord of the universe, O Creator, Protector, Destroyer of the world, I come in all humility to thy holy feet and surrender myself entirely to thee. So prayer. Meditation. During this dwelling on the contents of the board, Papa also prompted us to go deep into inward journey with the help of Ramnam, and he made us to hear our own Ramnam, because he wanted us to concentrate upon the sound, and through the sound to the stillness within. Stillness within, that is the seat of the Almighty. Channel of communication. Prayer and meditation open up a channel of communication with God. So how does it become a reality? I try to hear the holy and all-powerful Ramnam, concentrate upon the sound, and through the sound I get connected myself with the soundlessness. go on repeating Ramnam continuously without any break. The method of approach through sound has been found to be the easiest. As soon as the mind is absorbed in it, we rise higher into a state of superconsciousness where there is absolute soundlessness. The sound that you hear is what comes out of that infinite silence. When we repeat the mantra aloud, we tune ourselves with the sound produced by it, and through the sound, we enter into the perfect stillness within us. So the sound must possess us. The sound is the first movement of the motionless. This is meditation. Because Papa says, once the mind ceases to be restless, being free from thoughts and desires, that moment we are not individuals, but pure consciousness, God, which is at once cosmic and supercosmic in nature. Stillness of the mind awakens in us a consciousness which is full of radiance and ecstasy. Now we know that we are the truth, the eternal. These are all the words of Papa, the outcome of meditation. So we get some idea about what is called meditation. Once through chanting, through the sound, we try to do what? We try to enter. No? We enter into the perfect stillness within us. And he says, once the mind ceases to be restless, being free from thoughts and desires, that moment we are not individuals. Pure consciousness. Not conscious of anything, consciousness itself. Which is at once cosmic and supercosmic. Stillness of the mind awakens in us a consciousness which is full of radiance and ecstasy. Now we know that we are the truth, the eternal. So here is a prayer and meditation. That is why, through every word he is prompting us to get more and more amplification. So where should I fine tune? No? My Nama chanting is my only sadhana. So how should I fine tune it? So that I become aware of, I open up a channel of communication with him. I become aware of his presence. And the moment I get connected to him, the roadblocks are removed. And at the end, the toils of individualism also gets broken. Think. 3 quotations now we are taking up today. Now. The first one was the roadblock. Last one was the freedom. Now in between the method. Once again we will read. Prayer and meditation open up a channel of communication with God. So we stop there. I am so far doing. Am I in a position to open up a channel of communication with Him? When I repeat the prayer composed by somebody, is it just a repetition? Or whether I try to open up the channel of communication. He is within me. I have forgotten him. I am now. He has given me the desire to connect myself to him. For that he has given me this prayer. Am I doing it? Or is it just another exercise by my mind? Lip level exercise. We are not asking for anybody's certificate. All of us are asking to ourselves, All artis. I think from tomorrow onwards we can take up this arati itself, because none of us know it, no? Now when you say, does it open up a channel of communication? We are just repeating, To open up the channel of communication, first I must know something about the meaning. The last line, Jajya stali mein jani hai manajaya maje tyatya stali hai nijarupa tuje. Wherever my mind wanders, O Lord, there your eternal presence is felt. Am I feeling it? Where I bow my head in reverence, there both your feet are there, O Sadguru. Where is such a person on earth who will dare to cast an evil look at a devotee? Indeed, Ramdas, whose glory is extolled in the three worlds, will never forsake his devotee. Bless me to perform my spiritual practices in all earnestness. May I always be humble and show respect to deities and saints. May I spend the life in doing good deeds. All these things are called out from Manache Shloka of Samartha Ramdas. May I always speak pleasant words about all. Upasanela Dridajala Vave, Udeva Santasi Sadala Vave, Satkarma Yoge, Vayagala Vave, Sarvamukhi Mangala Bola Vave. May I always enjoy your extremity. Sada Sarvada Yoga Tuja Gadava, Tuji Karani Deha Macha Badava, Ubekshunako, Gunavanta Ananta, Ragunayaga, Magane, He. May I always enjoy your proximity. Let my body be used up in service to you, infinite and full of virtues, O Ram. Do not forsake me. Every day we are chanting. कायेन वाचा मनसेन्द्रियैर्वा बुद्ध्यात्मना वा प्रकृते स्वभावात् Karomi yadyad sakalam parasmai Srimat Narayanayevi samarpayami. I offer unto you, O Narayana, the Supreme Lord, each and every act that I do with my body, speech, mind, senses, intellect, or on account of natural predilections. Not that from tomorrow onwards we should stop doing it. It is because at least the superficial chanting we are now led to this. So let it go on. Whenever it's possible, we will try to go deep into it. If we stop, that also goes, The only thing is now Papa is reminding us, we made you to chant so that one day you will start remembering the meaning. Tvameva mata cha pita tvameva, tvameva bandhu cha sakha tvameva, tvameva vidya dravinam tvameva, tvameva sarvam mama deva deva. Thou alone art my mother, my father. Thou alone art my kith and kin. Thou alone art the learning and wealth. O God, thou alone art everything to me. So Saint Namdev says, what is it? Galine Lotangana? Vandina? Dolyani Pachina Rupatuje, Preme Alingana, Ananda Pujina, Bhave Ovalina, Manenama. Saint Namdeva says, O Lord, I shall worship thy lotus feet by rolling in their dust. Papa, Papa. I shall behold thy form with my eyes. I shall worship and embrace thee with love and joy. Pradakshina Karoni Deha Bhave Vahira Srirangatmaja Vittala. Having done the Pradakshina, Vittal, son of Sriranga, stands before you, bereft of his body consciousness. At least Danya Danya Ho, let us try now. Danya Danya Ho Pradakshinavum Sadguru Raya Chi Maja Sri Guru Raya Chi Janitvara Suravara Vimana Uttarayas. Blessed indeed is the Pradakshina, circumambulation of Sri Sadguru. The gods are hastening to their aerial chariots. Padopadi Aparajalya Punyacharashi Sarvahi Dirte Gadliyama Adi Karoni Kashi. The heap of merit collected at every step are immeasurable. The merits of pilgrimages to holy places like Kashi, etc., are achieved here itself. Mridanga Thala, devotees sing with great fervor to the accompaniment of Mridanga and cymbals. They dance with immense joy to the chanting of the name and devotional music. Even the sins of killing crores of Brahmins, Brahmahatya means not Brahmins, are expiated by prostrating to the Guru. Liberation is achieved effortlessly by rolling over the ground around the Guru. Even the scriptures cannot comprehend the greatness of devotion to the Guru. Those in the company of the Guru who have the inner experience alone knows its greatness. So these are the immediately after the Arati. Dhupadīpa jala ata karpura arati, ata karpura arati, Ratna Simhasani Basali Sadguru Murti, Maji Jagadguru Murti. The incense burning and waving of Arati light are over. Now it is the waving of Karpura Arati. My Sadguru's idol is seated on the ruby studded throne. O God, let my mind remain pure like the camphor. O God, let the fragrance of my heartfelt devotion waft like that of camphor. Some time back we were reading the meaning also, But no.
Night, still they are reading.
Meaning is there minus feeling. Feeling one man. That is. So we are trying now how to. As somebody said beautifully, feeling is the expression of heart. Feeling is the expression of God, not thoughts. I think tomorrow we can take up some portion from this. Not only Arati, Guru Stuti, that is in Kannada. Even people who know Kannada, probably, I don't know whether it has touched and kindled that emotion. What is needed is that emotional connect, no? Guruvina nine manave Nijananda Guruvina nine manave. Remember Guru Nijananda. Remember Guru Nijananda. Janma marana tapatraya dukhava. Guru Nijananda has freed me from the sorrows resulting from the tapatraya, triple afflictions. Sadguru Nijananda has enabled me to realize in my own heart the reality about the three upadhis, Nada Bindu Kala. Sadguru Nijananda has erased all traces of delusion. Arivu Maravu Kuru. Raghava has enabled Raghava to realize the Supreme in Samadhi. Ramadas Guru Mai. Tune we can understand. Feeling has not come, Somehow we read with that feeling, and so that when we repeat, we will not repeat just because of the words. Jagadalli Jagadatma, Tumbida. ಏನದು ಅರಿವು ಮರವು ಇಲ್ಲ ಗುರುವಿನ ದಯೆಯಿಂದ ವರಗುರು ನಿಜಾನಂದ ಕುರಿಸಿದ ಗೊತ್ತಾಗಿಲ್ಲ. Why are we going through this?
Prayer and meditation.
Prayer and meditation?
In connection with that.
Open up
Channel of communication.
Channel of communication. That is important. Though we are doing prayer and meditation, has it still opened the channel of communication with him? We are trying to understand. Has it slipped into a ritualistic form without leaving any deep dent in my aura? No. This is what we are trying to understand. Suddenly we realize, yes, because many of these are, even if it is in English, we don't, English also we are telling, O Lord of the universe. Whether that feeling is there. How Mataji has woven everything and placed it before us. So we will try, we will keep on trying now that Papa has made us to identify that particular word. Prayer and meditation open up a channel of communication so that we become aware of His grace, and that will make us, what is that word? Not concentrating.
Your life becomes His very image.
Prayer and meditation open up a channel of communication with God so that His grace may fill you and transform your life into His very image. Means we become one with him, no? Prayer and meditation makes us to remember him so that we become one with him. If you reduce all the words, sum and substance, the essence of it is prayer and meditation enables us to remember him. If we do it with the right perspective, that is important. One prayer with the feeling because we immediately feel personally, when we do the arati, for example. Suppose we bring before the Guru who has opened our eyes, We are not seeing it as a lifeless image, but an image full of. That is why we are waving arati. We are not waving arati to a photo. So Papa wanted us every action to be followed with that feeling. Then it opens up a channel between us and him. And then the moment the remembrance comes, we become the recipient of his grace. And that will transform us into his mold. This is what Papa said. So the board is also giving a lot of hints for us. So the first board said that the likes and dislikes, favours and prejudices set up a thick wall, We should fling ourselves. The last board says we should free ourselves from the toils of individualism, and then we become free. So one method is prayer and meditation. Today he gives us, if we repeat the prayer composed by somebody, it slips into a ritualistic form, does not leave any deep impact in us. So how to do that? So that means feeling. Feeling is presence, He is standing before us. The moment we become aware of his presence, we are game. The very three important points today he made us to dwell upon deeply, very deeply. Prayer and meditation open up a channel of communication with God so that his grace may fill you, transform your life into his very image. The first one was
likes and dislikes.
A seeker's likes and dislikes, favours and prejudices set up a thick wall on his path. He should fling himself into the infinite life. Last one. The soul, which is imprisoned within the toils of individualism, now attains the bliss of perfect freedom. These three, like that probably, then we might be able to remember. We will condense every day we will have one or two. We are not worried about any portion to be covered. Anything that he makes us to dwell, let it go deep into our heart. Every day there should be a take-home message for us. Kindly think about it. Tomorrow let us see the rest. Om Shri Ram Jai Ram Jai Jai Ram Om Shri Ram Jai Ram Jai Jai Ram Om